Hi, and welcome to Home Value Made Simple, a free video course presented by FSBO Profit Lab. My name is Nicholas McDonald. In this bonus video, I'll show you an easy method I found to market value your home using free resources found on the internet. Once you've tried it, you'll see how easy and valuable this information is. I suggest watching it once or twice before diving in. Here's what we'll cover today. We're going to step you through a market value build using Zillow as our main tool. We'll start by getting a baseline value using the Zestimate and your property records. We'll then do a qualitative analysis and a square foot analysis of sold homes. We'll explain the price to time balance and how that affects time on market and price. I'll caution you to use the value as part of your overall marketing plan, and this process isn't a substitute for a professional appraiser, but it should put you in the ballpark. Finding the market value of your home is a matter of gauging what the market is paying for homes like yours. We'll start by determining the baseline or starting point. For those with an unrealistic value in mind, this may be disappointing. For others, they may be surprised at the market value of your home. In either case, it's a necessary exercise to ground you to the market's reality. We're going to calculate the average automated value. To do this, we'll use two tools, Zillow and your property tax assessment. For many, Zillow will have both numbers. For others, you may have to look through your records or call the tax assessor to find the value. The AAV is the average of your tax assessment and the Zestimate or Zillow estimate. Here's the formula. Alright, let's dive in. Start by going to Zillow.com. You should see a screen that looks something like this. Type in your address with city and state and click search. You'll need to type in your address accurately with no leading zeros or spaces for Zillow to find your home. If you cannot find your home in Zillow, you won't be able to use this method, but for the vast majority of home sellers, you should be able to do this. Once it opens, you'll see a page that looks something like this. Find your Zestimate on the page. Now, print the property information sheet and put it aside. You'll be using it later. Now, scroll down until you find Price/Tax History and click to open the vertical tab or menu. Now find your most recent tax assessment and write this number down. We'll now average the two values, so simply add them together and divide by 2. This is your average automated value or AAV. Write it down and keep it handy. In my home example, the AAV comes to $133,796. What's the AAV for? It's your sanity check. It's broadly what your home is worth, but it's only the beginning. In the next part, we'll use our judgment to determine value from data found on Zillow. Like professional appraisers, we'll not rely on automated values to find market value of your home, but like appraisers, you'll be comparing apples to apples to find the market value. Appraisers make adjustments to each recently sold home compared to your home to find your home's comparable market value. But instead of making adjustments to each home, we'll find the homes most like yours. Return to Zillow and at the top find the link Sell and click it. The next page should look like this. Enter the address again and press Enter or click on the magnifying glass. You'll see a page with homes near yours. Print this out because we'll be using it in the analysis. Next, print out each comparable home. You should print out about 8 to 10 homes. Here's what one of the comparable home printouts look like. This is one of the homes from our example. Earlier, you printed out your home Zillow information sheet. It's now time to review it. You'll be comparing your home with the comparable homes. Look at the description, the photos, square feet, number of bedrooms and bathrooms, and other relevant features. Make notes on each compared to yours. For example, if one is larger, write something like, "It's larger by 100 feet on that comp." You'll be surprised how much you'll learn about the other homes compared to yours by doing this exercise. We'll now do a qualitative analysis on sold homes. Take out the comps printout. It should look like this. Draw a line between the homes priced higher and lower than the AAV. You should be looking at homes between 10 and 15% above and below the AAV. In our example, I'll use 15%. Just to refresh your memory, here's how to calculate 15% above and below the AAV. You can pause the video if you need to review it. Now, once you get the decimal for each of the above and below thresholds, multiply each by the AAV. This is where the comps or comparable homes fall out. The green stars represent those homes 15% below the AAV. The blue stars represent those homes 15% above the AAV. The orange stars are more than 115% of the value of your home, and we'll just ignore them. We'll now determine the value of your home compared to the comps. Remember, we're comparing apples to apples. Homes must be comparable in type, design, style, bedrooms, bathrooms, quality of features, age, size, and neighborhood similarity. With age, I'd go no more than 10 years up or down, and size about 10 to 20% of your home. You should not be comparing your home to neighborhoods across town, no matter how similar they are to yours. From the 8 to 10 comparable homes that you printed out and reviewed, notate how they compare to your home. Are they better, worse, or equal? If they're similar, mark them with an equal sign. If they're less similar, a negative. Or if they're better than yours, a plus sign. In our example, our home is among the top-end homes, so you'll see no plus signs next to comparable homes, because none of the homes are better than our example. Our estimated range of value is $145,000 to $148,900. As you can see, the Zestimate range is quite larger, with a $62,100 range. If no homes are equal to yours, examine the printouts again and make your best guess. Select 2 or 3 most similar to yours. Your home's value is somewhere in the range. Remember, this is not an appraisal. We're attempting to get your home in the ballpark. I do know that the example home was listed for $147,500 and sold for $145,500. So, as you can see, the sold range was on the lower end of similar homes with the equal sign. Next, we're going to determine the value by square foot of your home. Look at the comps again. First, we need to calculate the square foot value for each home on the comp sheet. So take the sold price and divide that by the home's square feet. This is the square foot value of that comp. If you need to, pause the video for a quick review. Now do this for 8 to 10 comps and find the range. If you have access to Microsoft Excel or Google Spreadsheet, it's a good tool to make the calculations easier. In our example, the range is between $91 and $105 per square foot, rounded. If we calculate the average of all comps, we get $96 per square foot. Note that there are more lower and older square foot values. They tend to pull down the average. The single high square foot value doesn't pull the average up because there's only one high value. The medium or the middle of the comps is $98 per square foot. For comparison, I'm showing you the Zillow range. Notice how large the range. So if we look at the square foot values, the equal homes are low in value. But the smaller HUD home was a lot higher at $105 per square foot. It was a recent sale, so the market will likely allow for a higher value. And as we see, the sold price does approach the higher square foot value. Let's look at our analysis and compare our example home to the sold properties. By the way, this was a warming, almost hot market, so the home prices were ascending. Remember, our example home was on the upper end for condition and features for the neighborhood and homes similar to it. The example home was listed for $147,500, and it sold for $2,000 less, or $102 per square foot, rounded. The baseline or sanity check was our AAV, and it came in at $133,796, which was $11,700, or 8% less than the sold price. The baseline is simply a sanity check, and it should not be used to price your home. And remember, half the AAV was the Zestimate, so one really shouldn't take the Zestimate as one's asking or sold price. Again, if you did, you'd be $11,000 to $12,000 off the true market value, at least in this example. In our first value judgment, the qualitative analysis, it gave us a $113,700 to $153,800 range. We then compared our example home with the comparable homes and judged it to be equal or better to the upper price comps. In fact, our home came in with an $8,400 or 6% of the top end of that range. Next, we calculated the square foot value. This range was between $91 and $105 per square foot, and we know the example home sold for $102 per square foot. We also know the home sold within a week of being listed in a very warm market, and I'm guessing the seller may have gotten closer to the original listing price of $147,500 if he would have waited a little longer, but he wanted a quicker sale so it fit his needs. What's the takeaway from this analysis? Well, purely taking the average or median price would have not found the market price. This market was ascending, so the numbers were underpriced. If the market was descending, the price may have been too high. Clearly, the make or break was judgment. Knowing the comps was important, and placing the home where it belonged in the marketplace meant a higher asking price. Finally, the process enabled a more confident value determination instead of just looking at Zillow and making a wild guess. If you know the market price and your home's place in the market, the next question is this: should you bump the price up, challenging the upper price range? First, your home really should be worth the higher price. Buyers know an overpriced home and will not buy. But you also need to understand the price to time balance. Often a higher price means a longer wait, and a lower price means a quicker sale. Why would you deliberately pay more for something when you can get a similar one cheaper? So the bottom line is this: how much do you want, and how patient are you? This isn't a perfect way to determine the market price for your home, but it's simple, quick, and fairly accurate, or at least from my experience. Its value is this: it will put you in the ballpark. But the price should not be done in a vacuum either. It should also include: when do you want to sell? Which way is the market going, up or down? What strategy are you using to lure buyers? And basically, it should be part of your larger marketing strategy. Okay, this is our disclaimer. This is not an appraisal. This is helping you find a value for your home. It may be difficult to know the quality of a comparable home and how the market values certain variables, such as size, quality, style, design, etc. Licensed or certified appraisers make value judgments based on training and experience, rigorously tested and approved methods, and what we did today does not use those methods. If you choose to use a method, just know that you're doing so at your own risk. So, if you want a sure method to value your home, I recommend a licensed and/or certified appraiser to get a professional value for your home. Okay, here's what we covered today. I showed you a process to build your home's market value using Zillow as our main tool. We started by getting a baseline value using the Zestimate and our property tax information. We walked through a process to find the qualitative value of your home, judging whether a home is similar using a negative, plus, or equal sign. We then calculated the square foot value for all comps, comparing their similarity to ours. We then used our judgment to decide where our example home fell compared to the comparable homes. Our example home was at the upper end of the comps, and that's where the asking price was set. I disclosed what the home sold for, and we saw that the process put us in the ballpark. I discussed the price to time balance and how each element affects time on market and sold price. I stressed that your value should not be used in a vacuum, but should be part of your overall marketing plan. We then ended with a disclaimer. Thanks for watching this far, and I hope to see you in the next video.